What is up, YouTube? Welcome to this new time lapse of EU4 in 1.22.1, the Russia patch. So we did a run here with Yanzu. Of course, the goal was to form the Manchu tribes, which will be formed pretty easily, and then Qing eventually one day. We plan on basically using the tributary system, becoming a tributary of Ming, to be able to expand into the other tributaries. Also, well, have some protection. The difficulty in the past of Manchu was that you were basically on a timer. At the beginning it was easy because you would expand and you would be able to ally Ming. Then eventually you'd reach a point where Ming found you as a rival, rivaled you, and then attacked you. And then unless you had some setups done, it was basically dangerous. Now basically Ming doesn't give a crap, so he lets you do whatever the fuck you want. The problem is, not a problem, but the thing is, Ming will, the overlord of a tributary will take full aggressive expansion from the tributary, what the tributary does. So you have to still manage relations with Ming, because if his relations drops too low because of too much aggressive expansion, he will break tributary to come kick your ass. So we have to manage that. So we'll start up. So for a long time, until the 1600s, late 1600s, we will stay tributary. It won't be possible to see what happened here, but basically you'll see how fast we will expand, thanks to the tribes the tribes CB, the tribal CB. So yeah, it was late 1600s because we ended up spending maybe 10 years in between having the tribal CB and using imperialism CB, the automatic CB. So we didn't take any subject, so what you see, the color here is mine. So yeah, this was a bit difficult. Pushing on Chagatai was allied to Uzbek and had Yarkhan as a vassal, but we managed to push in, and that's where things start to get to be interesting. The thing is, whenever we took land, we were doing, as long as the Ottomans were not joining the coalition, ended up with a 50+ aggressive expansion, we were fine. Another thing about being a tributary is that your overlord will not protect you if you are attacked by a coalition. They will have a -1000 modifier to being called to answering the call to arms, called what was it? They looked for this themselves, like they did, basically meaning they deserve it. But they're not defending you against the coalition. So we were able to handle anything except if the Russians or the Ottomans joined the coalition. The Russians wouldn't, because they are Christian. We wouldn't have any Christians to attack. But these guys here are Sunnis, so and northern India is Sunni as well. So this is why we're slowing down here. We're always at war almost to keep our unity up. We never had any unity issues, but we're not taking much from those wars because of aggressive expansion. Just enough to raise and loot. Iraq will be allied to the Ottomans for a while, but eventually we'll attack them. Just take enough. Just take something enough to be able to raise properly. We're pushing into Southeast Asia. That's where Ming started to be borderline pissed off at us. We were like riding the line between -10 and +30 all the time. Whenever they were too low, we'd move back here, but then the Ottomans would be too close to the coalition, so we'd have to go back there. We couldn't be at peace too long because we needed the race stuff to keep the unity up. We'd lose like 4 or 5 a year at this point. I didn't change. I stayed Tengri the whole time here too, by the way, until we formed Qing, because when you form Qing, it converts you automatically. There's a thing though, because in the past forming Qing was a problem because you'd be forced to become Confucian, but all your lane would be Tengri or something like that, so your religious unity would be crap. But since Mandate of Heaven, with the new mechanics for Confucians, when you form Qing, Qing automatically gets Tangri as an harmonized, well, pagans as an harmonized religion. So all the Tangri land that you take, that you have, even if it stays Tangri, then it will be harmonized and therefore count as the true fate. So Southeast Asia is done. We're not going to push any way further. This is basically the point where we will fight Ming in the first war against Ming, which is the coalition. As soon as we broke Tributary, they formed a coalition. 2 months later, they declared the war with Bahamanis and Yonker in. This was the first difficult war. Ming was allied to the Ottomans too, so they called the Ottomans in, and 2 years into fighting that coalition, the Russians attacked us. We used a little trick to peace out Russia. It's basically if you offer a deal of 100 war score to someone, like offering something, for whatever it is, they cannot refuse if it's 100. If it's 99%, they can refuse if it's not what they want. Usually they refuse money. But if it's 100, they will accept money. So if you're rich enough, if you have a high economy and your loans are big, you can end up being able to piece out a nation for a few loans. So we took 5 loans, which gave us over 10,000. 10,000 is 100. 10,000 is 100 only money. So we gave 10,000 to the Russians. They went away. Now, I don't know if you know this, in the first war we didn't take anything with Ming, we just white peace with some ducats, but we were able to pay the debt that we accrued against the Russians because Bahamanis had saved like 8,000 ducats doing nothing with it. And then in the second war we took what we needed for Qing, and then we just broke truce like 3 times just to get rid of them super fast, and then we'll do the same on the Ottomans. You'll see how fast they go away. We're not going to do client states here. We'll just take everything like 100, 160, 170 over extension, fight the rebels in the events, and then go again and go again. It's going to take 4 wars. The last one's coming. I'm not going to take this at this point. I just got tired of the run really, so we'll next the last client state to make things pretty, and then I'm not going to do anything else. So yeah, from here on we'll just wait. And the reason I didn't fight the Russians at any time is because they were allied to France and Scandinavia, which is basically connected, so they would be all able to send everything to us. So yeah, so this is it. We managed to get all tech and all ideas in this run, as well as all states cord. The only points that didn't cap is admin, mainly because we didn't do anything beyond 1780. So here we are. There is a revolutionary nation, by the way. As you can see, Scandinavia went revolutionary after fighting Bohemia. And there's a weird spot here. Actually, I didn't pay attention. I was planning to pay attention, but noticed in the last decades or so that the Brits took part of the Balkans and Austria. This is weird, but I don't know what happened. So you tell me when you watch the video again, and tell me in the comments what the hell did happen for the British to take that. I think it was Venice, but I'm not 100% certain. Anyway, if you're enjoying what you see, please drop a like, as well as subscribe to the channel. There will be time-lapse of all my runs. I don't know what the next one will be, we'll see. As well as follow on Twitch at twitch.tv/callroot if you're enjoying the content. And I will see you then, guys. Bye-bye.